Hello and welcome to another live from me. I'm Lucy Brand, founder of the Mystic Ministry, the Central Supper Club and lucy-brand.com. And I also believe that the world needs more empowered, wealthy, turned on female leaders. And that's what I support you in doing. So if you would like to change the world, if you've got a mission and you're ready to change the world and you want to step up into that leadership role, whatever that might look like for you, then, and you're struggling and you're finding a bit challenging, then head on over to lucy-brand.com and let's chat. Let's work together. Okay, so lovely. Talking about today, stepping into your how to tap into your full potential. So this is, love this. I love kind of taking moments to really think about this and to tap into my own full potential. So what do I mean by that? How to do it? So the quickest way I know to tap into your full potential is to actually get really present with yourself. Really, that's the key to most stuff, is to get really present with yourself. And I've done a lot of reading around this, and it took a while for it to really sit with me and land. And I think that's something that it's different for everyone. So what makes you kind of wake up to the present moment? What makes you feel and connect with the present moment? So for me, if I just take a moment and I just connect with trees, because trees are completely present all the time. So if I just connect, I can do it now, like just close my eyes and connect with the present moment, like I'm really conscious to it, I get really elated, I get really excited. It's like, oh, it's just the most like amazing buzz when you connect with the present moment. And I think that's because what happens is it almost resets everything. So when you connect with the present moment, you tap into the field of infinite possibilities and you reset everything. So what I mean is everything that's past has passed, and everything that's future yet to happen, even though time doesn't exist, there's such a mind bender, and everything in the future that is yet to happen hasn't happened yet. So when you connect with the present moment, however you choose to do that, it means it resets everything. And that when you reset everything, it means infinite possibilities are open to you in that present moment. Because you're not tied to any conditioning or any beliefs from the past, because you literally are in the present moment, mentally, emotionally, and physically. And in the present moment, when you get really present, it's really challenging to be anxious in that space, because you have to be present in your body and also connected to yourself. And in the present moment, there can't be any anxiety, because anxiety is a future, worrying about something. So that's the first one, because you hit reset and then I've just plugged myself in. So for me, if I visualize the field of infinite possibilities, it's just like expansiveness, a huge amount. The universe basically is what I'm saying. You plug yourself in, and that's what I do in the present moment. For me, this is my personal thing, but you need to find what works for you, because there's been so many people have written on this, and I've tried other people's stuff and I've just not been able to do it. Sometimes I've just not got it. I'm like, I just don't get that. So for me, it literally is about just connecting with that moment, and then I feel that elation and just that, it's like that excitement, because you're like, well, what could happen? Like miracles. That's the miracle frequency. Getting into the present moment is the miracle frequency. So that's the first one. Connecting with the field of infinite possibilities as well, because when we connect with that, it's the infinite possibilities. We lose all our conditioning, our past patterns, our beliefs. For that second, they drop away, because you're infinite, because you're plugged into the universe. Connecting with different versions of yourself. Okay, so there are many different timelines running at the same time, because time doesn't exist. So there isn't really a future person. There isn't really past lives. It's all happening continually at the same time. But if our human brains were kind of conscious to this, or were aware of our other selves, it would blow our minds. It would blow our brains out. We wouldn't be able to function. So therefore, that's why we have time. But on these different timelines, there are different versions of yourself. There is the self of you that's a multi-billion trillionaire. There's a self of you that is, I don't know, there's a self of you that's a refugee. There's a self of you that's I don't know, a completely different culture. Like, there's so many different possibilities, infinite possibilities. So to use that to your advantage is to plug into that version of yourself that you want to be, tap into it and communicate with them. So that again is about getting really present with yourself, getting into your body and just connecting with yourself, and let's go for the 7-figure business. Yeah. Ask the 7-figure business version of yourself what to do next. How would they act? What would they do? What would they be? Or we could move it into perfect health. What would that perfect health version of yourself? How would they act? How would they treat their body? What would they be saying? What would they be doing? You know, maybe they'd take up hobbies, different hobbies or activities, and plug into that self of you. I remember I've had many kind of breakdowns, breakthroughs, awakenings in my lifetime. I now know the signs of when I'm up leveling. And there's been different every time. But several years ago, there was one where I thought I was losing my mind, to be honest with you. And I didn't know what was going on. I was crying all the time, and I really thought I was losing my mind. I described to my acupuncturist, I felt like I was at sea, like really wobbly, just really emotional. And so I just took some time and I just said, what do you need? And I asked my body, because your body's so wise. Your body has all the answers. Not your mind. That's human. Again, get into your body. And when I asked it came back and it said healing. And then, as always, divine timing, there was a healer, like 7 minutes walk from the place I was staying in, and who blew my mind and really helped me get to the next level and heal something. But yeah, so tapping into your body and tapping into those different versions of yourself, again, that's your full potential. So whatever that might be, whoever you want to be, is like tapping into that version of yourself, because every version of yourself already exists. It already exists. It's like everything you desire already exists. It's just on a different frequency, because we're all energetic beings, even things that look solid. So, well, even me, like, we're actually just a bundle of atoms vibrating, and this is all fake. Like, but the table, this computer I'm using to film, it's all just a bunch of energy vibrating at different frequencies. So what happens is, when you connect with that different version of yourself, you're connecting with that frequency. And the more you connect with that frequency, the more you become that person, and the more law of attraction will attract experiences to you that are of that 7-figure business owner, if that's what we're going for, or the perfect health. So yeah, that's the other thing, is connecting with the different versions of yourself and speaking with them, have conversations. And the final one is about bringing the unconscious into the light. So what I mean by that is, our subconscious mind, which runs the show, and not our conscious mind, our subconscious mind runs the show. And in the subconscious mind, it was kind of really developed from the age of 0 to 7 years old. And that's where we took on a lot of other people's beliefs, or we got our rule book of society, basically, and how we were going to live our lives. And so what happens is, sometimes we can go through life on autopilot. That's why it's so good to get present, like present to the present moment, and work out if something's not working, or you keep making the same mistakes, or keep something keeps happening. It's probably because you're stuck in a loop because of a limiting belief or a trapped emotion, which is making you bounce back every time you try and move forward. So what happens is when you become present and bring these beliefs up into the light, and all that means is just bring them into your awareness, then they can be healed. Because the thing is, when you know, awareness is the first step. When you know about something, where you know when you're going wrong, then that's the easiest, then you can deal with it, then you can change it. It's when it's sitting there and you just are not aware of it, you're oblivious of it, and you keep doing the same thing over and over again, it's really hard to change. It's really hard to change. An example of this is recently, well, a little while ago, I joined Noom, the weight loss app, I think it is an app. And I didn't know what categories the different foods were in. So they have different color systems, red, yellow, and green. And I was like, oh, I don't know, like what foods are in red? It's because I'm vegan as well, so I have to watch my iron intake and things like that. So I didn't know. And then they sent me sheets about what was in the red category, what was in the green category, and what was in the yellow. As soon as this awareness was brought to me, I was like, oh, now it's really easy to make those steps and change my diet and shop accordingly as to what is in what category. Do you see what I'm saying? And it's the same with our beliefs, our mind. If something is not working for you, if something feels really sticky and you're like, why does this keep happening? Then spend some time getting really present with yourself. Maybe try journaling and be like, what is going on here? What pattern am I repeating? Which might not even be mine. It might be my parents, or it might be a teacher's, or it might be society's. And bring it into the light. Everything that's brought into the light is an opportunity to be healed. That's the way it is. If it stays in the darkness, it still has power over you and has a hold over you. And I think my belief is when you bring stuff into the light, you can acknowledge it and let it go. And that's when you can raise your vibration and start hanging out on the same frequencies as your desires and your full potential. Live up to your full potential. Okay, my lovelies, well, I hope you enjoyed today's video. I certainly did. I love talking about full potential. And if you'd like to live up to your full potential, but there's something holding you back, then head on over to Lucy-Brand and book a session with me, and let's get you where you want to be. Because yeah, it's about time. Now is your time. It really is. Like, if you're ready, then I'm here. Okay, darlings, I shall speak to you in the next video. Bye for now.